in all seriousness,
Please.
I looked at the film and he did step out of bounds, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there right now.
That's a big part of it.
But
What do you mean not gonna go there right now? You just went there.
I mean, I know you did. I know you did, but
I stepped out of bounds.
I stepped out of bounds.
They don't even have that
I
camera
gotta
angle
stop.
of the
I
baseline
gotta
like
stop.
that.
All I know is I gotta stop.
Welcome to Out of Bounds. We are here with an NBA offseason podcast. There's been crazy drama going on, trades happening left and right, extensions getting signed up and down. The NBA world is upside down. So we gotta be here to track this live. I mean, there's just so much stuff going on, bro. It's a little bit overwhelming, but
Yeah.
I got Shruth, Omkar, and Uzair with me. What's up, guys?
What's up? We're here to make your right side up. Let's get into it.
For real, some Stranger Things type. Hey.
We're
You
about
know,
to talk about it. We're
yeah.
about to talk about a strange thing a little bit.
Hey.
You know what I miss about the offseason though?
What?
Is the Shams versus Woj rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was hype. That was hype.
Even though it wasn't really a rivalry, it was just like Shams would get one every like 5-6 attempts or something. But, like now
Yeah.
Shams is even like not. I mean, he's on his shit, but like, he was kind of lazy like during the draft at least.
Monopoly. Bro, he was locked in the draft. But watch that.
Yeah. Which
vlog.
if you guys have not seen that draft, go check it out. Pretty cool experience. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Originally we were gonna record this like I think a couple days ago, and just in 2 days, so much has happened. So, what do we got to look forward to today, Raj?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the breaking news of today.
Wee
Also, like, we actually have like resident teams or resident fans of each team. Truth is kind of like our resident LeBron fan. So, so he actually has to go, I think, in a bit, so we can at least start with that. But yeah, I mean, huge news today. Basically, LeBron James has informed the Lakers that he's not returning. He's not returning next season. He basically did the Magic Johnson and said, like, yeah, I'm not gonna be here. So he has no intention of returning to the Lakers. I think from like in my perspective, like it makes logical sense. It seems like a good time to kind of move on from LeBron after obviously the huge Luca trade last year, and then like they didn't have enough room to like make that many moves this year because like just LeBron's salary, and now they've paid Austin Reeves and like the Lakers will transition into a new era. But we can kind of touch on LeBron. Like, what do you guys think of his Lakers tenure? I mean, I would say it's been up and down for sure. Like, he does have the one chip in 2020, which, means a lot for his legacy and getting the number 4. But also, like, there's a lot of years where he's kind of had, playoff disappointments, whether through injuries or just not having a good enough team. And he's been bounced in, like, the first and second round quite a bit of times. So I'm curious, what do you guys just think? We can touch on the LeBron's tenure first before we kind of go into next destinations. But yeah, what do you guys think of LeBron on the Lakers? It's been how many years now? Like
Dude,
Been like
it's been 8 years.
8 years? Bro, what the hell? It does
It's
not feel
crazy.
like that, man. 8
But
seasons is
he-
insane.
Yeah, what do we think?
Yeah,
What do
I
we
mean,
think,
it's
Mr.
like-
LeBron Glazer?
I think if you just solely look at championships, you could maybe say it was like average, right? He only got one. But like if you just look at his legacy, right? So he has the championship, he has an in-season tournament. I know some people don't rate that, but I think this year the Knicks just like they went back to back. I think it legitimizes it more. And then he got the scoring record on the Lakers. And he also played he's like the first guy to play with the Sun as well. So I think it was like pretty eventful his Lakers tenure, as much as like the Heat and the Cavs were as well. So I would say it was like at least a 7 or 8 out of 10
Yeah.
overall.
I mean, yeah, you could say like one chip in how many years, but like as we've seen, right, for the past 8 years, there's been a new winner every time. So I think that chip matters a lot more now in hindsight. Even though it was the bubble, whatever you want to say about that. But I think it's a little tragic in a way because you think about the year after they won the chip, they had a pretty good chance of going back to back. at least halfway through the season. Like LeBron was literally like a MVP like front runner at some point. Then he got injured, AD got injured, and then they lost to the Suns in the playoffs. So like um I think like what could have happened in the 2020-2021 season, like that could have changed, a lot of things. I think sort of after that, AD just sort of was not the same. Um, and then just, everything, fell from there. They got Luca. Yeah, they got Luca, right? But kind of happened like right as LeBron's almost about to leave. So Luca's wasn't ever going to really play with LeBron for that long. It was sort of going to be like, all right, we're just setting up the Lakers for the future. So overall, I think like it was successful. You can't say it wasn't successful. His tenure on the Lakers. So I would definitely give it like a at least like a 7 or 8 as well.
Yeah,
Bro, it
I mean,
went wrong when Russ joined the team, bro.
Bro, I don't
That's
do
when
that.
it bro.
Bro,
I'm
LeBron wanted him, bro. It was
no,
his
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
decision.
I'm not saying it was his fault, but that's just where it started going wrong.
yeah, I don't know. That's when it started going wrong. I think when he got injured and when like AD got injured in that year that you was talking about, like right after they won the championship, I think like things kind of started slipping off the wheel. But you can't call like an unsuccessful stint if you won a championship. Like I think that's the biggest thing. Every team's gonna try to win one, and to get one even in like 8 years, whoever you are, it's so impressive. Obviously, it's not with the LeBron like we knew from years before, but to still do that in like the later part of your career is impressive. I think if you're LeBron though, like you're rightfully gonna feel disrespected after you just carried that team like to the second round. They really had no business getting there without Luca and Reeves. So I understand why he would just tell them, "Hey, I don't want to come back." But definitely, I think mutually beneficial. Like LeBron can kind of go recreate his play style in a different area, and then like Lakers gonna have 50 million in cap space. So definitely a successful tenure in my opinion. So,
You know,
It's a little crazy to think about. Like, um, I mean, we've seen LeBron go through so many eras, and like, uh, this next one, and we'll talk about it, of course, but like, this next one's just gonna be so, like, this is really gonna be the MJ on the Wizards, like, sort of, run. So,
he's
like,
way better.
officially, a lot of people thought like that was gonna be the case for like sort of the Lakers almost. They didn't think like anything was gonna happen on the Lakers. But now this is like officially gonna be like, wow, like it's gonna hit. Like once he does his signing, like everybody's gonna understand like, okay, he's probably gonna be his last season, if not second to last. But yeah.
That's
yeah.
end game.
I mean, I think also like him being on a team where he doesn't have to have the max contract, like they can have a lot of role players and key guys around him, which I don't think he's ever really had that in his career. Maybe like early on, but I think I'm excited mostly like to see how he's going to gel with like actual talent around him, or players that aren't just scrubs off the bench. I mean, if he comes to the Heat, we will have just scrubs off the bench, but they'll be like better than they would be in other teams. I think that's like an underrated aspect of something I'm looking forward to for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could translate to that transition. Like, which team do you guys want to see him on?
I mean, want and what will happen is two different things. I know Omkar wants him on the Heat. That'll be
Coming home, bro.
that's such a crazy thing. Like that
That'll
he
be
would go back
fine.
to the Heat.
New big three.
I think they definitely need like a general, like a leader, kind of like that. Bam's not really that person. Giannis is. I mean, he can be as a player, but I don't know like if he's vocally gonna be that person. He might. Um, but I think he's probably gonna stay in the West. I think he's probably because think like um his whole life is in LA now. Been there for like 8 years. I feel like he's probably gonna go to the Warriors. I think like everything has been leading up to that. He's butt buddies with Draymond. They Draymond just is gonna work out his deal. Obviously take a pay cut. LeBron's gonna get like a mid level contract probably. Um and they got Steph and they got who else they got? That's pretty much it.
Chris Stapps.
Oh, how could I forget about Chris Stapps?
Tingus Pingus.
Tingus. So yeah, I see him go to the Warriors. That's my take. He's always talked about how much he wanted to play with Steph Curry. I think he like sort of itched that itch a little bit more in the world in the Olympics. So uh it's just sort of like bound to happen. I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah, feels bad if that happens though.
Oh yeah. Better get that Warriors James jersey ready. Get those
When's
pre-orders in.
Kobe hurt? It'll
Uh,
be like Kobe in a Celtics jersey or something like that.
Whoa.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. What do you think,
Yeah, I mean, I'm
lowkey?
just trying to look
Or
through like the like the what do you call it, the payroll of like all the other teams that he could possibly go to.
yeah,
Like, I don't think the Cavs is realistic, especially if they get back James Harden because they're already at like 222,000 and like they still and that's like half their team on contract. So like I don't know. I guess it's still possible, but I don't know. They might have to like move some players around. And like I think even with the Cavs, like if LeBron does go there, like it would be a situation where like you kind of just have like Mobley, Mitchell, like bro, they still have Mobley, what do you call Mitchell, like Harden and Jared Allen, right? Like those are like four guys like making a lot of money.
yeah.
Like you add LeBron to that, like there's not going to be that much salary to pay all these other people. Like it's going to be kind of like a similar situation where it's like you'll have like a fire like starting five, but then you won't have like all the bench players there.
Yeah, I think LeBron definitely will take like a 30M salary or something like that, but he's not taking like anything less than like 20, 25, to be honest. Then you got to think also like who does he want to play for? Like, does he want to play for Kenny Atkinson or does he want to play for Coach Kerr? Right. Um, I think realistically, spending his last days in Cleveland, sure. I just don't think he wants to go back to Cleveland. I think he did what he needed to do there. Um, and I just think even with Miami, like I don't think he wants to go back to a team he already went to. I know a lot of people want to see him do that. It's like poetic, right? But yeah, I think also like if the Cavs, for example, like uh prior to this announcement had made some moves where their players decline their options or they already are reworking their deals, then you could kind of make like the judgment that okay, yeah, I could see him going there, but so far we haven't seen that. So based off what we have, um I don't think the money's not gonna be able to work in a lot of these places.
I mean, I've been seeing like some like sign and trade rumor that maybe they can get it done with the Cavs if they like trade Jared Allen, Max
Yeah.
Struess, or other guys. That's the one that I've
Mhm.
seen come up. But I think, like you guys, like, I think he's definitely gonna go to the Warriors. But the outside shot of like the Heat or the Cavs, I think is the main argument you could have is Bronny would have the best chance at developing on the Heat. Like the Heat are known for making guys that shouldn't be in the NBA like belong. And then the Cavs, kind of like that poetic thing you mentioned of having Bronny even come back and play for the Cavs. I think if you like go to that angle, if you really want him on your team, like I think the Cavs and the Heat do have that angle to go with. But like you guys said, like I think he just wants to play with Steph Curry, and that's probably going to be it. But
Yeah.
I would, if I'm Pat Riley, I'm saying bring Bronny here, we'll make him nice.
Well, what did that? Didn't he say? He told the Lakers to move on without him. He's gonna play somewhere else. L- like what's the indication that he's gonna sign and trade? Like, isn't he just gonna sign in free agency?
I just think to get the money working with like Cleveland, so he
Yeah,
can just kind of get there and then get the salary back to work. But yeah, I don't know.
true.
I agree with you guys. I don't think it's super likely, but it could happen.
What are like the unlikely? I heard like the reaches. It's like the Wolves on there.
Nah,
Who
not
else
happening,
did I
bro.
see? I think that
No
might have
way.
been the only other
So
team I saw on that didn't make any sense at all.
there's a new report of him going to the Wizards. His Scoop B.
I mean, bro, like with the
Say
with
that.
with the Kawhi, we'll get into the Kawhi thing in a little bit, but with that cap space, I think we've netted like 23 million in cap space. Um, I don't know. He could stay in LA. Just cross the street. No, I'm not doing that.
Not doing that.
I'm kidding. It's not happening. It's not happening. Um, but yeah, wait, Raj, where do you think he's going?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to rank it, like I think I'd put Olden State number one. Shout out Skip Bayless.
Golden
Like
State.
Olden State, I think, yeah, Olden State just makes the most sense. I kind of agree with you. Like, it's not, I mean, it's still far from where he is now, but like it's still in California at least. Like,
Yeah.
and I think they just have like the most open salary cap like way to make it work versus like Cleveland and Miami. I think they'd both, I mean, obviously, if LeBron wants to go there, like I'm sure they would make it happen, but like it's a little bit more like work that they have to do. So you have to get like other teams to play ball and like you might have to trade away some of your depth to get LeBron, and that might kind of like defeat the purpose on its own. Um, and I don't know, just like looking at the teams, like I guess like I don't know if I'm like for example like if you're Cleveland like you can do it but then it's like you're gonna have to change up your team to try to get LeBron like see the thing is with Miami and Cleveland I think you could both make the argument that okay whatever bro if we have LeBron it's better than whatever the hell we were doing before but like it might mess up their future after LeBron which I'm assuming like I don't know I think at max it's like 2 more years like this season and the one after that I wouldn't be surprised, like even if the next one like it ends up being like his last. I guess we'll see on that, but like if you're the Warriors, I think it's fine because like there's probably like 2 more years that you have like Steph and Draymond and whatever these guys anyways. So it's like okay, after that's done, like we have a clean reset. I just think he matches the timeline of the Warriors like a little bit more.
That's a very good point.
Um
I think
and
real
yeah,
real quick, even though, LeBron may not be going to Miami, um, you know who is?
Let's
oh Tim
go.
Hardaway.
We got our whale. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
At
get to
first I
a
thought
little
that was
bit.
Jalen Brown. I was
That'd be
That was
crazy.
they
Go
kind
ahead.
of look similar, right? Low key.
Yeah, from when it's blurry. Go ahead, Raj. What were you saying? And what?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I know there were reports of like the Warriors also wanted to get Anthony Davis, which
Oh
seems
no.
more unlikely. Just because you'd have to obviously like Anthony Davis is signed, like you'd have to trade Jimmy Butler for that.
Oh, I
And I
forgot about
just
Jimmy
don't
Butler. Holy shit.
yeah, like Jimmy Butler's still on their team, bruh. And
LeBron and
like
Jimmy on a team is crazy. How does that money work?
nah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their one sec. I'm looking at their thing right now. The thing is, like, right now they barely have like any players like on the current like cap.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, they don't have that many players like currently signed. Like it's just
Mm.
Steph, Jimmy, like Moses Moody, like Brandon Pajemski and people like that.
Okay.
The rest of the people, like, they're not like signed just yet on them. Um like so they have like a bunch of roster spots and like cap to spend right now. So you could like bring in LeBron, I feel like, because like Steph is at 62, Jimmy Butler's at 56. Like if LeBron is willing to take a pay cut, like LeBron fits in there and like you can sign Draymond and shit too, whatever.
Yeah.
And then fill out the roster. But if you want like Anthony Davis, I think, and LeBron, I think that's when you have to like trade Jimmy Butler. Um, so I don't know why, like, to me, it doesn't make sense for the Wizards to do that because I don't even think Anthony Davis has really played for them yet. So it's like, what they're gonna trade him like without him even playing there? Like, I don't know what the purpose
It's a
was of them
weird
giving up assets to get
predicament.
him then.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They gave up assets to get him, bro. I don't think they'll trade him just yet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I just feel like the Warriors make like the most sense timeline and like location wise, but we'll see.
It's
I guess theoretically they could keep like Curry and Butler and Draymond and LeBron.
A lot.
Bench is gonna be obliterated.
It's a lot of not non-shooting though in that
Yeah,
starting lineup. Like,
that's true.
On shooting and Steph Curry in a sentence, bro.
yeah, I mean Steph is there, but then everyone else is like non-shooters, bro.
LeBron shot 40% before.
Before.
Yeah, but he's gonna have the ball in his hands, right? Then like,
Yeah, you would have to
yeah,
sign.
I don't know. I guess you have
Get
Porzingis though, who's a shooter as well. So Curry and Porzingis like on the 3 point.
get
Korean
Bronny, get Steph
Porzingis.
Curry, get all the brothers in there.
Bronny is staying in Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
Bronny's staying, bro. His contract is guaranteed
Yeah.
with the Lakers now.
Yeah.
When Kerr was saying how he can come to the Heat, I'm like, how?
Wait, Bronny's staying on the Lakers? There's no way, bro.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
LeBron waited to break the news or whatever. So apparently yesterday, like Bronny's contract became guaranteed.
Yeah, he
So
So
probably
they could,
wanted
I mean,
that
they
to
could
happen.
trade him, I guess, but like why would a team take in Bronny for no reason? Like unless like they'd have to give an asset or something
Nah.
to get
I don't
Bronny.
want to get LeBron. Trust the
I
first
don't
domino.
I think LeBron like had his time playing with this son. I think he realized his son's ass, so he doesn't really care anymore.
He's trying to move on from LeBron.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good. That's what made him want to leave. It wasn't anything else.
So Bronny's gonna go to the training facility and put in the pin, and it's not gonna.
Yeah. That's so funny, bro.
actually
Oh
fuck.
man.
We'll see.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are good, we can kind of continue on to the extensions here.
Yeah, until we
Um,
have more like on it. With LeBron, we can always speculate, but it'll definitely be a moment. What if he does another announcement, bro?
I'll be decision too.
Taking my talents to the Bay. All right. Where are we headed next?
Yeah, we can go through the extensions real quick, and then we'll hop back over to like the bigger trades and stuff. Or do you want to guys do the trades first?
The
Yeah,
extensions, not
yes. Let's go through some extensions. Let's see what's going on here. We talked about a couple of them, sort of, but let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go through like maybe I'll just read through a few of them, but like I don't know, like I'm gonna start around like June 20th. Like the Suns extend Colin Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin. I feel like it's kind of boring to talk about. CJ
Yeah.
McCollum signed 1 year, 21 million for the Hawks. I mean,
Makes sense.
he was pretty big for them in the playoffs. Like, bro, you won them like 2 games against the eventual NBA champions.
Yeah,
He had them brothers shook though.
he did have him shook.
So I don't know. I think that's okay for them.
Yeah.
why not?
Trying to think
what
through
else
it.
we
What
got?
guards? I guess they drafted what's his face, Kingston Flemings. We were at the draft.
Oh
but
yeah.
point guard kind of seems like a need for them, you know. But McCollum is not bad.
Yeah, definitely a good piece to like hold them over for their future. It's 1 year or two. It's something.
Who else got an extension? The Wolves.
We can talk about a big one now. Trae
Oh,
Young,
yeah, we can talk about Trae
4
Young.
years, 212 million.
Oh,
with
he's
the
chilling there.
Wizards.
He's chilling there for
Nah.
a while.
Yeah, bro, that's insane, man.
I mean, yeah, it's just sort of gonna be like regardless of who they move around. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be the Trae Young, DeBonza show. So I think it's a good combo. But Trae Young's coming off an injury. But he is still is Trae Young can produce. I think he's in a better environment now. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Not really expecting anything to go down for them next season, but it's a good start.
Yeah, I think they'll be like entertaining at least, but there's no shot. They definitely can't play any defense. That was a knock on defense going into the draft, and like Trae Young already knows who he is.
Yeah.
But offensively, they'll be entertaining. They'll have that going for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his contract. Like, so he signed for 4 years. He has a player option in the last year, and he's gonna make like basically 50 million ish the first 2 years, and then it goes up to 54 and 56. I think the only thing that I don't like, I think it's fine for where they are now. I guess one thing you have to consider with like the new tanking rules and stuff, like in the draft or whatever, right? If you're a bottom 3 team, like it actually doesn't help you, so you need to like have like a level of like mediocrity, like to actually like get the biggest
Yeah.
benefit in the draft. I think the highest odds is being like the 4th, 5th, or 6th worst team. So if you're like the Wizards, like you've been like at the bottom of the barrel the past few years, like at least maybe like I'm just trying to go through their thought process. They're like, okay, if we have Trae Young, at least like maybe we won't be like the bottom 3 teams. The only thing I don't like about this is like if he ends up like being like real bad, like after like the first year or something, like no one is gonna trade for this contract, you know, like it's just gonna be kind of like a black hole of like money. Like no one is going to trade for it.
Yeah.
And we kind of see that with like De'Aaron Fox or someone like that, you know, like you sign a big contract, like the second, like, you know, you have like an injury filled year and like you don't look as good as you used to, like people start going like, okay, I don't want to trade for that, you know, and you're kind of stuck with like a huge asset that's eating up like he takes up 30% of the cap, bro. It's like pretty big.
Yeah.
For a player who's like, I don't know, all-star level, but like hasn't really, you know, improved a lot. So
Yeah, ultimately every team is gonna have one of those. If they don't have a superstar, like there's gonna be some player
Mhm.
that's making like the max or whatever. We definitely have some of those kind of. But yeah, it was sort of inevitable that they were gonna sign him. Who else we got for extensions here?
yeah.
Oh, Ayo DeSomo.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Also
Yeah.
kind of a CJ McCollum type of story, right? Produced heavily for them in the playoffs. He's gonna be big. Oh shoot, are you piecing? Oh, he's pieced. Okay,
You go.
he gone. And then there were
LeBron.
3. Okay.
The big.
So yeah, Ayo DeSomo. That's we'll talk about the trades with the Wolves in a sec, but he's just gonna be a staple for them, I think, going forward. Yeah, I think it was a no-brainer to sign him. And he's probably gonna, depending on future, he's probably gonna make even more money. 5-year, 112. It's pretty good.
You got a 5-year 112. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
5-year 112. It's kind of hefty.
With the player option at the end.
Damn, I mean, it's good for both sides, honestly.
Mhm.
Like, you get him. If it works out, you're not paying that much for him, but 5 years, that's a lot.
It is.
It sounds like a lot, but like honestly, it's like about 19 to 23 million a year. Um, so it's not bad. Like, I think they did this also before the Lamelo trade, which again we'll get into later. But like at the end of the day, like the way I always view these kind of contracts is like, okay, if he's like not good, will teams still trade for him? And I feel like for like IO or whatever in this like case, I think it's true, bro. Like if it doesn't work out here, like I'm sure a team will trade. It's just like 20 million per year, not
Yeah.
the worst thing. And like you got to keep someone, I guess, because they kind of like have like a lack of like, I mean, not with now with Lamelo, I think it's fine. Like they moved around a lot of pieces. Like I think you got to retain at least one, player you think could be good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that works for them.
Yeah, definitely. He put up like what, a 40-piece last year in the playoffs. Like I think it's worth bringing him back at least on a flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else?
All
Oh,
right,
did you
bro.
guys the big one?
Oh,
DeAndre Jordan 1 year back to the Pelicans.
no
Hey,
way,
hey.
bro. Shout out
Bro,
DeAndre Jordan.
so
Now, I was
he's
gonna,
insane.
I was just about to say, man, what's going on with DeAndre Jordan? That's what everybody's wondering. Oh, I see Mr. AR-15 over here has made a
Oh
little bit
yeah.
of money.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
Austin Reeves.
he declined a 14.9 milli player option, re-signed for 4 years, 184. That is definitely a number. We just said AO signed 5-year 112. This is 4 years 184.8 with the player option. That's a lot of money. I mean, I think
Few-
they probably did this sort of knowing LeBron was also going to leave.
Mhm.
But what do you guys think about him, Austin Reeves making this much?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, oh, go
Hey,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, this is like a max contract, bro. So like, I think like what the Lakers are showing us with this is that they believe like Austin Reeves is good enough to be like the number two option to Luca. Um, my only like I think it's fine. Like I think he deserves to be paid this much. He averages like 25 points per game in the regular season. Like if you have a guy dropping 25 per game, like he's like pretty much a max player, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to get like I don't know how you can unless it's hard to convince guys like that like okay, you should take less than the max. Um my only concern that I have though is like he's had like kind of like two playoffs now where he's been like a playoff dropper. Like I don't think he's been good in like the past year against the Wolves and this year against like the Thunder. He kind of got fried in like both series and like he didn't look good. Um I guess maybe you could argue that if they build a better team around him, maybe he'll look better. Like maybe he won't have to defend as much and stuff like that cuz like right now like they got him guarding like the second or third best player on the other team's offense, which he's like not good at. But yeah, I mean, like the playoff dropper is probably like the only thing I'm like concerned about. And then like also like I don't know if the Lakers can add like another max level player and still fill out their roster. So you're kind of tied with like Austin Reeves as your number two if you want to have any sort of depth.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's kind of like where I was going with it. Like it seems like a lot of money, but for someone guy who puts up 25, like 5 and 5 pretty much, and operates really well next to Luca, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And like I think the biggest concern, like you mentioned, is the playoff dropping. But I think if you're the Lakers, you're not going to try to add another big max player. You're just going to try to get some depth and some defensive pieces that can kind of like help him hide on defense. So I mean, it sounds bad. 4 years, 180 for Austin Reeves, but all in all, I think it's a good idea for the Lakers. Like, I think it'll work out for both sides.
Yeah, I think I sort of just agree. That's just how the NBA works. Like you make that much money, or sorry, you put up that many points, you're just gonna make that much money, right? It's also a negotiation, right, with people's representatives and stuff. So he could have probably made a little bit more money somewhere else with a number one option somewhere else. So that's sort of well, especially with LeBron leaving, they gotta cement their future. And Austin Reeves has been there for a minute, so he's pretty reliable in that sense. Um, but who else do we have here? Of course, we got all the draftees. Oh, we've got I guess Coby White did sign an extension, 3 years, 74 mil, Charlotte. He's also sort of like one of those reliable players for them. Honestly, at this point, with everything that's happened, he's probably their best player, maybe right now. Just all around. Um, so that's one. Um,
Yeah, I
Al
mean that's a
Horf.
good deal. Like I think you get rid of Lamelo and you just have some guy who can give you like 20 points a game and is a little bit more of a mature player, not gonna have as many turnovers or
Yeah.
like bad shots. So I think like if you're the Hornets and you're trying to establish culture, that's a good guy to like lead it for you. So I think yeah, it's definitely a good deal. It was like 3 for 88 or something like that,
Yeah, three
right?
for 74.
74, yeah, not
Pretty
bad at
good.
all. I think yeah, good deal for the Hornets.
Al Horford signed a little bit of an extension, 2 years, 14. That's good money for him, especially in his old age. Just a sort of reliable piece. Um,
So the Warriors still or what?
yeah, to the Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors.
That's crazy. This guy's washed.
He'll hit that one corner three that makes you think he's like a
Uh,
25 mil like player.
Yeah, that's
Uh, who else? Who else? Uh, huh. Oh, Jose Alvarado. But
big.
I mean,
3 years.
yeah, 3 years, 14 plus mil. I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, he was making. I mean, I feel like it's not that much more than he was making it before.
Yeah, it was like 4.5 before. I think it's literally the same, pretty much.
Yeah,
But I guess he has more guaranteed money, so makes sense.
yeah. Rod, you
Yeah, I
want
think
to
it's
talk?
fine. I mean, he wasn't too great, like many games. Like I was kind of hating on him, but he did have that huge moment in the finals, and like he's a hometown kid, bro. They won the
Yeah,
chip. Like I feel like you just got to bring him back.
for the chemistry, for the vibes.
Yeah.
Rod, you want to talk about your boy iHeart?
Yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein re-signs on a 3-year deal, 75 million. I think this is a home run deal for the Thunder. I mean, I feel like this past year Hartenstein proved himself to be like better and more valuable than he was the year before, and somehow they convinced him to take like a discount. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
um when you look at like like I'm just gonna look up like highest paid like centers on the side, but like like when you go through that list, it's just like it's actually ridiculous, like whatever he gets like signed for. And I think he's huge for the team. Like obviously like they need him to like play like they need him to like guard Wemby. Like he did a good job on Wemby during that series. And I know that the Thunder drafted Ade Mara, like another center, and they have Thomas Sorber in the wings. But at the end of the day, like I think Hartenstein is like a guy that they need, going forward. And I think he'll kind of help that transition into like, I think the good thing about his contract is like they've made it so that's easily tradable, right? 25 million a year for someone like Hartenstein is pretty good. Like I think he's closer to like top 10 level center than he is like to like 15 or something. um you know he gets like paid, like, so I'm just looking through the centers. Like Jared Allen makes like 30 million. Pirtle makes Pirtle makes like 28 million. Miles Turner
Yeah.
makes 27 million. He gets paid at the same level as like Nas Reed and like Nick Claxton. So
Mhm.
like I think he's pretty much better than a lot of those players there. Like above, and you go above, it's just like max level players pretty much, right? So I think that's really good value for the Thunder. Again, like if the Thunder think it's too expensive after a year or two, like I'm sure they've worked it out, kind of like the other deals they made in the past, where like, dude, we might trade you after this year or 2 years, whenever you think the rookies are good to take over. But yeah, curious, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean that's an incredible deal for the Thunder. Like you mentioned, Hardenstein is kind of proven time and time again to be like the soul of that team, and like for a team that doesn't have a lot of center depth, always healthy at least, like he's been holding it down and being like the rebounding force that your team desperately needs. So yeah, being able to get him back at 25 is really really good value for the Thunder. And like you said, like easily flippable contract. Definitely like a popular player around the league. Like a lot of teams would kill to have that kind of skill set. So yeah, I think great deal for the Thunder. If you're Hardenstein, that's smart too. Gives you the option to like, if you play well on a contender, you're gonna get that second contract again. So yeah, I think it looks like a win-win for both sides.
Yeah, he's definitely he's playing the long game a little bit, just trying to raise his stock as much as he can. It's gonna, be uh based on how he performs and all that. But, ultimately he's not making like that much less money. It's like what, 3 mil, 4 mil, a little bit less.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen many players for the betterment of the team take like pay cuts. So a 3 mil pay cut, I think he's cool with. Um, so yeah, definitely a good thing that they have him. He's very reliable. Just like sort of just solid on the board, solid. It's just like in the paint. So they definitely got to make sure they keep their size. Um, Andrew Wiggins, 2 year 64. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, his agent's a genius. I don't know how he did this, but he opted in and got the extension too.
Yeah,
We're kind of like hard capped at the first apron now, but I don't know how he's able to do that. Puts us in a little bit of a bind for this year to try to put pieces around Giannis. But for the next 2 years, I think he's making kind of like front loaded that contract a lot. So to get a player who's like a scrappy defender who can knock down threes, a veteran who's been on a championship team before, I think that's like the perfect piece that the Heat need in this new build. So I'm really happy with it. And like you guys said for the other guys, it's a very tradable contract. Like a lot of teams, especially contenders, would love to have like a wing player that can knock down threes, basically a 3-and-D player with a little bit of burst still left. So I'm really happy with the deal. Obviously, for this year, we're a little bit hamstrung money wise because of it, but definitely to get locked him down for another 2 years, it's really completely worth it. So yeah, definitely masterclass by his agent though.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I've never seen this shit. Like normally they opt out and like
yeah,
have like a longer deal. This guy
Yeah,
opted in and got 2 years
I
extended. Like,
gotta do
yeah.
it's fleeced.
crazy.
Um, who else do we've got? Um, oh, Landry Shamet. He got his 4 year 24. Some light, some light. Definitely was sort of big at certain moments in the finals. Just sort of like kind of the Jose Alvarado situation. He was gonna get a little bit of a pay increase. So probably will be there for a while.
Yeah, the only thing I see is like, I mean, unless like then like I guess there's always been this thought about the Knicks, like, will they pay to keep this team together? I think if with the Shamit deal, I don't think they can keep Mitchell Robinson, which is pretty huge.
Yeah,
Um, I know Shamit and Jose are making like pennies on the dollar compared to the rest of these guys, but I think they'll feel the impact of not having Mitch, like that's like he was pretty big in backup relief of Cat, who was in foul trouble if you guys remember, like the
yeah,
Mhm.
past like 2 or 3 games or whatever in the finals. So Mitch played a lot and like he held up pretty well. So I think it's like they're gonna have to figure out how to plug that hole one way or another. Otherwise they might fall off a cliff, when Cat goes to the bench. But something to just keep an eye on.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think like people are kind of discounting that large part of the year Cat would just, yeah, I think he averaged like 3 fouls a game, 3 or 4 fouls a game. So you really
Yeah.
did need a center who can like kind of be in there and still compete with, like the 7 footers that are rising now.
Hmm.
So yeah, they're definitely gonna feel that loss. I think they do have to re-sign some or sign somebody else who can plug that role. But yeah, definitely, I don't know if it was the right idea bringing back like another guard just to lose your center depth. So it's a choice that we'll see if it pays off.
I mean, they're really banking on Shamit to be like the go to guy, bring off the bench and hit some shots, which he's done, but he's also done the opposite plenty of times, like, from when he was on the Clippers and even like on the Knicks tenure at times. So it's a gamble. Let's see how it pays off. Speaking of another shooter, Julian Champagnie declines a 3 mil option and signs for a 3 year 45. That's a bag and a half. Um, I mean, he's say what you want about his defense, which is non-existent. Sort of a cone there on the court, but he did produce for them offensively a lot throughout the playoffs. And so yeah, I think this was sort of like a no-brainer. They kind of had to like pay him. What do you guys think?
Yeah, agreed. I mean, like honestly, 15 million a year is not too bad, especially like when these guys are gonna have to get their extensions. It seems pretty team friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah, to bring like shooter space to four with like your main guys, it's always gonna be a plus if you like have the star player. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad deal at all. We'll see, and definitely like a movable contract for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal, honestly, for the Spurs. I mean, Champagnie deserves a payroll after like however he played this year. Like I think it's fine. Like 15 million is perfect. Like he's like a starter level player on their team. I think with 15 million, like you also wouldn't be too like hung up over like starting him or playing him on the bench. Like I think 15 million for a player off the bench is fine as well. But I think he's committed to like the Spurs culture. Like I'm sure he probably could have gotten a little bit more money elsewhere if he wanted to, but I guess like he's in for the ride. He's a good like player for them. I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, I guess speaking of the Spurs a little bit more, we also got Harrison Barnes signing for a 1 year, $8 million. I mean, he's kind of there, more of a veteran presence. He's not going to really do too much, but I guess that's something else that they did. Uh, another shooter, Kevin Herter, signed 3 year, 27 with Detroit. They're in a weird spot. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but 3 year, 27 for Kevin Herter in the year 2026. I guess that's what we're doing. Okay, we got a little bit of a bigger one. Kristaps Porzingis, 2 year, $40 million. So
He said, "I don't care about no Braun or AD, bro. Bring me my
give
money."
me my money. I
The
mean,
anti
yeah,
Draymond.
yeah, they're sort of just like locking him in as the big that they want to sort of have a presence on their team. I mean, 2 years is not that long, but I think it's like it just seems like they're lining up a lot of things with LeBron's potential tenure at Golden State. But yeah, I mean, he's like regardless of his performance as of later or whatever, like he's like a 7'3" guy who can shoot the ball. He won with the Celtics and played a good role there. So he's always gonna have that in the back of his hand in terms of like negotiating deals. So yeah, just throw him a little 20.
Yeah, it's always hard for me to evaluate like Porzingis' contracts though, because on paper he could be the GOAT, and he seems like the perfect fit with every star player. It's like a spacing big who can defend the rim, but on the court it's like a completely different story. He's barely playing at the time. He just takes a lot of bad shots. So I really don't know. I feel like 20 million is not bad. Like even if it goes wrong, it's not the worst thing. But for a team that's kind of like hamstrung for money a little bit when you're trying to get these main guys, I don't know if that was the right choice right now.
See how
Yeah,
it goes.
agreed. I think I would have held off on it for a bit at least to see like if you could get someone else better. Then if you don't, I guess it's fine. But
Yeah. We already kind of talked about this, but Bronny James guaranteed 2.3 mil salary. That was definitely part of like a
Braun
prerequisite.
favor.
Ruined my plan.
Oh, I guess because we'll definitely talk about the Blazers in a little bit, but Robert Williams signed a 3 year, 44 mil contract extension. So that's the big that they're rolling with. And their sizing is a little bit interesting because now with the trade they've got some defensive liabilities, so they're gonna have to deal with that. But that is Robert Williams III. Other
Does that guy like ever really play? Like I don't know when the most
I
games he's played.
he's kind of like an injury factor, I feel like.
Yeah, he like barely plays. I think that's why he's only
Yeah.
getting paid like 14 million or whatever. But
Yeah. That is the extensions that I see. Wow, do you see anything else extension wise?
nah, I think that's good. We could move on to the trades.
Okay, so trades. There is. Why don't we go back a little bit? Let's talk about one that we didn't really get too much to talk about. We did sort of talk about in the draft vlog, but big ol' Antetokounmpo to Miami.
Oh wait, start with the scale. Start with the scale thing or whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay, so guys, what we should do probably is rank these in some way. I feel like A through F is kind of boring. So what do you guys have in mind? What do you guys think? How should we rank these trades? What should we do? You guys want to do like? Let's do fast food.
Yeah, fast food scale. Let's go.
Okay, so what's gonna be like top tier? What are we thinking? What's a top tier fast food?
Taco Bell, bro. We're unanimous on that.
Taco
Well,
Bell? Yeah, I'm down with Taco Bell. Old
Bell.
reliable S tier. Okay. Let's go down one level.
I don't know what's
Mm,
slightly worse than Taco Bell, but still pretty good. Chick-fil-A.
yeah,
I feel like
that's what I
some
was
people would put Chick-fil-A above Taco Bell.
Not me,
Re-
bro.
All right, we'll put
Like
Chick-fil-A.
Chipotle or something. What do you want with Chipotle?
No, I don't want to put Chipotle types in here. I just want to put like
I
standard.
think Chick-fil-A makes sense
You want to
for
put
a second
Chipotle?
too.
Okay, we'll put Chipotle because
No,
it's
not
like
Chick-fil-A.
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 Okay.
I
All right,
think
we'll put Chick-fil-A. Okay, and then below
Alright.
that, we got to go like a McDonald's or like a Burger King or something. Okay,
What do you got?
I feel like let's go McDonald's.
All right, McDonald's is the third.
Yeah.
You know the last.
The last one, something that you
Yeah,
guys you would never eat ever.
Arby's.
Something like an
put
Arby's.
in the SpongeBob thing.
Oh, SpongeBob me Bob.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Promise me you'll never eat at Arby's. Oh, I'm fucking dying.
But yeah. Okay, so those will be our rankings for these trades that we're gonna talk about. Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and Arby's. We have the meats. Okay, so let's go back. Let's talk Giannis to the Heat. Omkar, thoughts, questions, concerns?
Yeah, I mean, this is a chalupa Mexican pizza and chorito nacho cheese combo with Baja Blast on the side. Bro. This is
Extra fire
top tier.
sauce.
I think a lot of people saw the trade and they were like, "Oh, you're giving up your whole team, all your assets." But if you follow the Heat's MO, like Pat Riley especially, he's always been like, F them picks. It's always been his MO. Just try to get the cash out all your assets for a whale. And we've, luckily we've didn't get Dame, didn't get Donovan Mitchell, and finally it kind of pays off or something. But a lot of people did say like, yeah, we gave up a lot of depth to get Giannis. And for a lot of other teams, that would be a problem. But if you look at like what the Heat have done with, like the least amount of talent, they've kind of pushed it further than any other team in the league. So, we're like, if he wasn't on the other team, I wouldn't really trust him to be contenders. But we've been to the finals twice this decade, pretty much with like scrubs filling out the rest of our roster, just basically Jimmy and Bam. So now we have Giannis and Bam. I'm really happy. Like I think we're gonna get back into at least conference finals. I think I have high expectations for it. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously there's a lot of work to be done. It's not gonna be the same roster that we see now. Like by the time training camp starts. But if we can get a few more shooters and some backups, I'm really encouraged by it. Yeah, just no brothers about to come blow.
Yeah, I mean, this is this is like the first time. Like, I mean, Giannis is gonna be playing for like an elite coach, right? Like even like when they won the chip, like Mike Budenholzer was like, yeah, I wouldn't call him like an elite coach. But this is like the first time, playing in Eric Spoelstra, playing for Eric Spoelstra, the Miami system, Pat Riley. I think it's gonna open up a lot of different perspectives for him and different looks. Yeah, I mean it's Giannis, right? Like, yeah, sure. If Vishal was here, he'd probably say like, "Oh, this is not the same Giannis as the from the chip era." But it's still Giannis. Maybe his defense is not the same. Maybe he fell back slightly offensively, but you put the right pieces around him. You give him space to work with. You ensure there's no double teams. And he's gonna go to work.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a home run for the Heat. I mean, I think this was a team like obviously we saw like the runs that they made with Jimmy Butler. Like, they kind of just need like one star to be there, and like the rest of the guys kind of end up falling in line. Ever since they like the Jimmy Butler beef and like his injuries and like his trade stuff, I think they've kind of like had like the roster around it, and they've needed a star. I mean, they've traded like obviously Hero is probably like the biggest loss. The rest of the guys are kind of like, Ware, Hakes, and Kasparis. I guess like Ware and Kasparis, I would say like they're kind of like draft prospects that like just like good young players like you would want to see like how far they could go. And like Jaime, he's a little bit older player, a little bit more of like a finished product, still like a decent bench player, but like I think it's like obviously you'd want to keep those guys, but I don't think it's like like at the end of the day, if you were getting Giannis, like you have to give up like someone. So like giving up Tyler and like these guys is not like the biggest deal in my opinion. I think initially it seemed like a lot, but like looking back at it, I feel like a little bit better for the Miami side that like okay, like who really cares, bro? Like it's not like these guys are making like that massive a difference, especially if you're getting Giannis back. Um, and I think the biggest part is like they still have Bam Adebayo on the team, which kind of secures the defense. And then like you just have Andrew Wiggins resign, right? So like your starting unit is going to be pretty legit, right? Like you can pretty much slot in like any guy you want there. Like if you have Giannis, Bam, and Wiggins, like it's going to look pretty good. Obviously, there's like a little bit of a need for like a guard. Um, we don't know what's going to happen with Norman Powell, right? I guess like it's still a
Not
chance they
yet.
could get him back. Like that would make a huge difference, obviously, because then you'd add like a little bit of the shooting, scoring from a guard perspective. Then other than that, I guess like you still probably want like a playmaker or something to kind of like feed all these guys and like feed Giannis and like organize the offense a bit. Um, I don't know exact, but I guess like Miami has never really had that for like a while. Now that I could think of, like they kind of been running on forwards and guards, like kind of taking the role. So maybe they actually don't need it. We'll see. Um, but it's interesting. I mean, they'll be a good team now, for sure. Kind of out of that realm of the play-in now. I think.
Yeah. So the trade details, right? The Bucks give Giannis and Bobby Portis. So you guys do have Bobby Portis.
Yeah, Portis
Whatever
is
that
pretty good.
means.
Good pick.
Good.
Tyler Hero goes back to his home state, playing for the Bucks. Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware, which I think that might hurt a little bit more than people might think. Kasparis, Jaku, I'm not pronouncing that. And Nate Ament, so the draftee that you guys picked up. We saw it during the draft. We saw them announce the trade, which obviously we knew about beforehand. But a bunch of picks and all that. But yeah, I think it kind of works out for both teams in different ways. Obviously, like Giannis was gonna leave, and the Heat needed to make like a big move, so it just kind of it works out, I think. So yeah, I actually had I think 2 days ago I had the slow roasted chicken fajita street chalupas. So when I think of this trade, I think of what I had 2 days
That
ago.
was fire, bro.
Very
There
good.
you go. No, I think the biggest thing, bro, like the cheesy fiesta potatoes about this whole thing is
Yeah.
that just destroyed the Celtics chemistry. Like I think
Oh
Yeah.
now trying to leave is the biggest, like the cherry on top right now, because they've always scared me in the East, rightfully so. But pissing him off and separating those guys is the biggest plus for me. So I'm happy with the trade.
Yeah, that's definitely like the Diablo sauce to top it off.
Keep
we
going.
can kind of discuss that too, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're Boston and it's gotten to the point where it's leaked that Jaylen Brown is in that deal, I feel like you have to finish that trade off, bro. Like, there's no way, like, once that's been leaked, I feel like there's no going back from that. Like, just knowing Jaylen Brown's like personality and like the way he operates, like, dude, this is a guy that is like thinks he's the best player on his team, bro. He undoubtedly thinks he's better than Tatum. And like I think he probably thinks like he's like, among the best players in the league, if not like probably the best player in the league. That's just kind of like how that guy operates. So like obviously it's not true, but like that's just like, some guys like operate like that. That's like what his personality is. But yeah, now I agree. Like now they're like in this like terrible situation where I don't know what they trade for him because like I don't know who's available for trade that like the Celtics would like. And obviously if the Celtics are trading him, they're gonna expect like a boatload of assets. But this kind of killed whatever leverage the Celtics would have, right? If you silently shop him and trade him, like I'm sure you could get a lot. But like now that like everyone knows that he's trying to leave, I don't think you will
Yeah.
get a lot back for him. So I don't know. He might end up playing the season and like cause like this weird sort of rift in their locker room, like where he's
Some
like,
Jimmy Butler, ironically, some Jimmy
yeah,
Butler
like he would
type
definitely do
behavior.
that. He would definitely do that.
Yeah, no, I think he's just sort of I mean, he wants his respect. He was their finals MVP. He did sort of carry them this last season. So I do get it from that perspective. I think he just wants to be like the 1A guy. He doesn't want to be 1B. And he's sort of been 1A, but it's just like it's just sort of weird. Like it's just not going anywhere for them right now.
Yeah.
So I think eventually, I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen like after next season, but um, I mean, it's Jaylen Brown. Like he's still a really good player. Um, I mean, dude, I would not mind if he wants to be our 1A, especially after what happened. So we'll
I
get
know
into
you-
that a little bit. I'll gladly take him. And we just got a bunch of picks from. Okay, yeah, okay. We went to the Clippers. I'm gonna bring this up.
Talk about it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a great day whenever the Celtics are dysfunctional and falling apart. So I think I'm loving this trade.
Yeah, Taco Bell rating, man, for sure. For
Yeah.
the
sure.
Heat. What do you guys think about like the Bucks return though? For them, maybe I would give like Chick-fil-A, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, on their side, like they did get like a bunch of interesting young players. Like they have Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparis. That's like four pretty good young players around with like Hero, who's like an all-star level guy. And then, from the draft, like they got, Burries and Nate Ament, which is not bad. Like now you have like an interesting, like you have like 5 or 6 young prospects on your team, plus like all these first round draft picks. I don't think you could really do better. I guess like ideally, like maybe if you're them, like I mean, I'm sure they asked for like Bam or some shit, but like the Heat were probably like, yeah, no way we're doing that.
absolutely not.
Like they definitely asked for him, but like they probably didn't get him. But I don't know, even to not get like someone like Wiggins or something also kind of hurts because I feel like they could have gotten Wiggins and like Omkar was saying, like it's easily tradable. Like they could have probably gotten Wiggins and flipped him again for more assets. So to only get like the rest of the people are good, but I don't like maybe Hero would definitely get you assets if you try to trade him. The rest of the guys, I don't know, man. Like maybe like a second round pick or something. Like I don't know that teams are giving up that much for the rest of these guys. So from their perspective, probably a light Chick-fil-A, I'd say.
I mean, I think Aaron Wiggins or not Aaron Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins would definitely be a more established person that you can move around and get more out of. But I think like Loki think about like I feel like Tyler Hero did more for them at the end of the season and in the postseason than like Andrew
Right.
Wiggins. So he didn't he literally win the who did they play? They played the Hornets, right?
We lost to the Hornets.
Lost to the Hornets. Yeah, you lost to the Hornets. But I feel like Tyler Hero played pretty decently throughout that.
Yeah, Tyler cooks.
Yeah. So yeah, I think a
He's
little
a good
light,
player.
a little light Chick-fil-A. Maybe like you could even add in like some waffle fries into that. But I think overall, yeah, you're definitely not getting to that Taco Bell level.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
not Taco Bell. But I do think it's Chick-fil-A. Like you guys were talking about earlier, I think the draft rules thing of where like you can't be the worst team in the league. If you have kind of like a middle like to bottom tier team, that gives you the best chance of getting a higher pick. So I think like Tyler Hero is a good tank commander for that team, and by tank I mean like ethical tank or whatever that new tier is of
Yeah.
4 to 7. And they got like a lot of established pieces. I mean, him and Jaime are obviously like the polished products there. And Kalel and Yakuchonis, like those guys definitely need more development. But they do have skills. I don't think we like gypped the Bucks in any way. They got some good assets, and if any one of those picks that we gave them hit, they can really be on the right path. But like you said, they are kind of harder assets to get picks back, especially like first round picks. So they do have to like I think either get second round picks and stockpile those, or just see where these guys can take them. But I do think they're in a better situation than if they were to take Jaylen Brown's contract and have like a few of the Celtics first round picks, which would have been way back half of the draft.
Yeah.
So
Heard you,
I'm gonna go
dude,
shit
for
for
sure.
All right. If y'all good, we can move on to this other blockbuster. Julius Randle to the Nets.
No,
the biggest
We could kind
to
trade.
of
the
talk about it
Nets.
though. I mean, I still think this trade is interesting though. I mean, like, so the Wolves give away Julius Randle. Obviously like a salary dump. I think they also had to give a pick away as well. You know, the Wolves, like they've had a few runs with him. Like I think I'm okay with that trade because Randall has just kind of proven like he's kind of not that guy when the lights shine the brightest. If you put him against the Lakers and the Nuggets or whatever, like he's going off, I'm sure. But like whenever you put him against like teams like the Thunder and the Spurs, like he just has not produced at like the highest level of competition. So I think that's fine that they got rid of him. But like having to attach a pick obviously kind of sucks. And then the craziest thing about this trade is somehow the Bulls just get Nick Claxton. Like what? Like
Yes.
they just swooped in there. Like for the Bulls, I might actually give them like a Taco Bell because they just did
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. Facilitated the trade and got back Nick Claxton, who I think is like a decent player. Like he's been pretty good on the Nets. He's on like a pretty good contract and like he's just kind of been rotting away at the Nets because they were like for the longest time they were unwilling to move him. And then they move him for Julius Randle, bro. I don't understand it.
I mean, he's kind of cursed, bro. Like he made that comment. He's like, ever since I got here, or when he got there, he was like, I've never lost to the Knicks. And then since that comment, he's never won against the Knicks, and now he's out. So, but still, I mean, he'll definitely perform well for them. I think like the Bulls especially need that since they have like 50 guards on their team, and they drafted like 20 guards in the draft. So I
Yeah.
think definitely like a Taco Bell moment for them. I think it would be more so like it's like a sneaky Taco Bell. It's like the Taco Bell item that you like don't know that you need, but when you have it, it's like it hits really hard, right?
For sure.
So uh, I think yeah,
What do y'all
definitely.
got? What do you think from the Nets perspective though, bro? Like, what do you guys think? Like, I would say like McDonald's. Like, this might be our first McDonald's here
Yeah.
because like they didn't do. I don't think it's like a fail. Like, because also like I'm looking at their payroll right now. Like the only guys that are making any money on that team is like Michael Porter Jr. and like Nick Claxton, who they traded. So you had to fill that salary somehow. You basically replace Claxton with like Randle, which like makes you a better team, I think. Like especially if you're like Claxton, I think would be perfect if like you have like a playoff level team and you need to like finish it off. Like he's like a starter
Mhm.
on like maybe like like a good like a decent to good team. But like if your team sucks, like I think I'd rather have Randle because like at least he can score the ball. Like
Yeah.
you don't need like the Nets are not trying to win a championship, bro. They're just trying to be like a decent regular team. For that, like Randle is fine, bro. Like and you have to pay somebody, right? So maybe I might even bump it to like a weak Chick-fil-A, like low key. I think they did okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Like a low Chick-fil-A, like if you're going
yeah,
there
like super
just
low Chick-fil-A, bro.
yeah, you're not getting like
Like
a
a new
combo
location
meal.
Chick-fil-A. Like yeah.
Yeah, like
You're
you're not
getting like the salad or something at Chick-fil-A. Like it's good,
I'll
but
just
it's
like,
yeah. Or at worst, like you're going just for like one like sandwich or something like that. Maybe you're just going for fries, but even the fries at Chick-fil-A are pretty good. So I think
it's gonna make each other like super hungry.
dude,
yeah,
I already am. But yeah, I mean Julius Randle is Julius Randle. He's like we've seen him for many, many years at this point. We know what he's about. We know what he's not about. Um and I think yeah, this is just going to be someone that they can like plug in right away, which is like the biggest thing, and then just have him like put some numbers up. But
yeah.
again, I don't
I
think it
mean,
changes too much. But yeah,
right. There's no needles being moved here. I don't know with Julius Randle on this team. And I also think Randle is one of those guys that's like you have to constantly rein him in. Like if you give him too much free range, he's just gonna start shooting threes, think he's LeBron pretty much.
yeah,
And I don't know. Like on the Nets, I guess if you're not really trying to be competitive this year, it's like not the worst thing to give him those keys. But I just hope he doesn't get used to it and like try to be like the dominant guy on that team because he's definitely proven time and time again he can't fit that role, especially in the playoffs. But I guess if you're the Nets, you do get a little bit better. It's just definitely not moving any needles. Like you said, the Bulls came out like bandits. Like I don't know, this is the Taco Bell Cantina move for the Bulls. I think. Getting Claxton out of nowhere, like I doesn't make any sense to me why the Nets would have done that. This whole trade just seems like maybe like a money move or just trying to get like some contracts in order. But yeah, I mean, nothing really like too. I don't know. That doesn't really seem like too much of a needle mover for the Nets. Definitely.
for the Wolves, I might give Arby's, bro. Like they just, I guess maybe
mm,
actually maybe I'll go higher. I'll go McDonald's because like I don't think Randall was helping them, but at the same time, like you have to shed assets to like get rid of him, bro. So like that's kind of an L.
yeah. I mean, if we're
Yeah,
talking about just strictly this trade, then yeah, you would probably give them like an Arby's. Overall, I think we'll talk about it in a little bit, but um, they do make out a little bit better. But yeah, I think it just wasn't it's just not working with him in Minnesota. He's just too inconsistent. They need someone a little bit more consistent. And ultimately, the biggest thing is like they need someone with gravity. Julius Randle does not have that gravity to give Edwards like the space that he needs to operate. So I think they'll definitely have that now. But yeah, I'm gonna go Arby's with just this trade for them. I don't like I would make a reference to something on the Arby's menu, but that would require me to know the Arby's menu. I think they have like slow
but
roasted beef or something
Some
like that.
roast beef, yeah,
Some
roast beef
roast beef,
sandwich.
yeah, some
I'm
nasty
not eating
roast
that
beef.
shit, bro. Like
Yeah,
wait. So what did they give up? Like what do they have to? What pick do they attach? Was it just like a second rounder or like was it like a first round pick they gave with Randall? Because that would change a lot of things for me. Because like I feel like to get what
uh,
essentially with that money that you would have used on Randall, that's a big plus to me.
yeah,
they
they traded
gave
28.
number
28 pick, yeah,
28, yeah,
Yeah,
from this past draft.
not bad. I'll put them kind of high. What is it? McDonald's is the third one that we're doing.
yeah, McDonald's third
But
one.
then
Yeah,
they got back the 33rd.
yeah. So that's not you went back 5 spots.
About the same.
Yeah, not bad at all in my opinion. I think I'll go high McDonald's, kind of like McDonald's breakfast, in
Okay.
my opinion, because you're basically doing some addition by subtraction. Like you get Lamelo, who really opens the floor for your main guy, which is Edwards, and you don't have like a black hole in offense and the kind of defense sometimes with Randall. So I do like the deal for the Wolves, honestly. Even if you have to give some draft compensation, definitely seems worth it for them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What we got? What we
All
got?
right.
What we got next here?
We could skip all the draft trades, but there is like a
Yeah.
quick one we could touch on. Pistons trade Isaiah Stewart to the Grizzlies
Oh
for
yeah.
3 second-round picks. Um, I don't know. I think it's kind of strange the Pistons traded him because they don't have like great center depth. I mean, Duran kind of proved that he couldn't play in the playoffs, and he's like haggling them for like more than Isaiah Hartenstein money right now, and Isaiah Stewart like was kind of like he's a big part of their culture, man. Like I always think of him in that LeBron video where he's ready to beat LeBron ass and like the way.
There's gonna be a fight here. Oh yeah! It's Austin! Stone Cold!
He's just like a part of their culture, man. So like I don't get why they were so willing to move on from him, especially when the center rotation was shaky as it is. Like now it seems like they have no choice but to extend Duran. And then you have like Paul Reed as your backup. And beyond that, it's nothing, bro. So like, I don't know. For the Grizzlies, I think this is a pretty good get, man. Like I think he fits in pretty well with whatever culture and they're trying to build. Like they have him, Cam Boozer and Zach Edey. Like, bro, they got some crazy front court, bro. And like that's a tough like front court, man. Like
They got
those
Kareem
guys are not
Lopez
gonna
too.
like give an inch. Yeah, Kareem Lopez, yeah, bro. Like they got a bunch of tough players there now, bro. Like they're a tough physical team. Like I think he fits in. Like he feels like a Grizzly, low key, like the olden Grizzly like type shit. Like he feels like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like some like Zach Randolph type beat or something.
Yeah.
Where grind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
it's like a
next.
deal. I get it though for the Pistons though, because like you look at that team, they never really had a lot of spacing, and they tried it last year with Herter and Duncan Robinson. But I think if you have two centers who really can't space the floor and really can't get out of the paint, which is like what Cade thrives on, just driving and kicking or driving and like finishing, it's hard to justify having like a lot of money tied up in just players who clog the paint. So I get it. It's like you either move on from Durant or move on from Stewart. But it's definitely going to be like a loss they feel for sure, because that guy, like you said, kind of upheld the culture there and was starting a lot of fights for no reason and just blended in with Detroit as a city well. So it's going to be a missed loss, but I understand why they would do it on the Pistons. So I'll go maybe like high McDonald's.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
McDonald's for
McDonald's.
Pistons.
Seems like pretty McDonald's type deal. Just some fries, maybe like you just go in for like an apple pie type beat, you know? All right,
For
what up?
Grizzlies, I think it's like maybe low Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
think
three
it definitely
seconds is
helps.
nothing. Like plus you get a good guy to kind of come in and be like a veteran, to your rookies and stuff you drafted. So not a bad idea.
Yeah, come in and like beat people up and stuff. So why not?
Yeah, you need some guy to just fuck shit up, bro.
Yeah, you too. Um, okay. Well, that is Isaiah Stewart. What are we looking at next here?
We could talk about Lamelo Ball. I think that's like the next
Yeah.
big one. So the Wolves get Lamelo Ball, Josh Green. The Hornets get Nas Reed, 2033 unprotected first round pick, 3 first round pick swaps, 3 second round picks. That's a lot of picks, man. Like,
It's a lot of
um,
picks.
I think this trade kind of materialized pretty fast, bro. Like we honestly didn't even know that LaMelo was like on the market. Then suddenly he was on the market and then suddenly he got traded. So this is how kind of like, like I think Omkar mentioned it earlier, but it's like if you're the Wolves, you kind of replace Randle with LaMelo and like you kind of change up your style now. I think a lot of this trade grade depends on what you really think of LaMelo. I feel like people are pretty split. Like I think he's a pretty good player, but then he also has his flaws, right? Like he's injured a lot of the time and he hasn't really been like he's kind of like immature and like you have all these like other like small like quirks and problems with him. um I guess the main question around this trade is, do you guys think LaMelo can scale up to be like a winning basketball player on a playoff team? um in my opinion, I honestly don't know the answer to that question, but I feel like if you're the Wolves, like I feel like you're getting to the point where you're kind of reaching a ceiling on this team. And like, I feel like the GM just kind of had to do something desperate to kind of change up the team. That's what it kind of feels like to me. It's like, okay, like, and when you look at all the picks that they traded, bro, like, they don't have any moves left after this, man. Like, there's no all in move. Like,
Yeah.
your all in moves are done. Like, this was it, bro. So, like, I don't know how I feel about that being LaMelo, but at the same time, I don't really know what you could have done better than this. I don't know. I don't know if I could grade it just yet, but
It's
for Charlotte, it's good though. I would say.
yeah. I think when I think about LaMelo's tenure in Charlotte, he's played with some decent players, but he has not played with like a superstar. He sort of has had to be that like not necessarily 1A guy, but basically like the 1A guy, the general, but then also like being important for the scoring. I think now playing with Anthony Edwards, and just I think it's just a better system, better culture in Minnesota. I think he will take a little bit of a step here forward. So the right, like we said with the Julius Randle thing, the biggest thing that the Wolves need is someone to take the gravity away, right? Like you're not gonna double Anthony Edwards and leave Lamelo open, right? Not because he can like score, but because he has really really good court vision, and he's gonna be able to just like I think just find the right man or make the right play if he's left completely, to operate with no one in front of him. Because he does that with people in front of him anyway. So I think that's what sort of what they were looking for. Also, someone to like push the pace down, right? Like push the pace down the court. Like that's one of the biggest things we know about Charlotte is like the transition game is like pretty up there. And I think that's what they're looking for. Now, my question is for the Wolves, what did they do with Mr. Michael Conley? I don't know if they, because I feel like they got to keep him. I feel like they need him. No, I mean just, huh?
What do they need him for? He's
I-
washed his up.
For when LaMelo like just like starts messing up, they have someone like slow the game down. What De'Aaron Fox was supposed to be for the Spurs, right?
Yeah, I mean, he'll really slow the game down a lot.
Yeah, but he's sort of reliable in that aspect. Like he'll slow it down in and like he is sort of poised. So I think it's a good move for them. I think, you just have to try things. Like you can't just, they already tried with their Julius Randle. Clearly that did not work. So this is the next direction they're going in.
I mean,
Getting
they'd
a-
have to re-sign him though. I think his contract is done now. Mike Conley. But
Yeah.
that brother making 700.
Oh no. Wait.
I don't know
Yeah.
where they looted that man. Like,
Uh,
What
Wait,
even,
it
a
just
million?
hold up. Oh, wait, it just froze for a second. Wait, what'd you say? He's making what?
$725,000, bro.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, like
Bro, that's like a max dub. That's like a and WNBA players make more than that. That's crazy.
shot. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like this deal for like the Wolves, right? Because like you saw the issues that they had even when they had Anthony Edwards on the court, it's like their half court offense was atrocious. It was just like ISO ball and then like throw it to Rudy, it slips out of his hand. So if you have another guy, you can take the pressure off Anthony Edwards and like actually help in transition and help even in the half court, like run pick and rolls. I think it's a good deal for them. Now, obviously, like you guys mentioned, the maturity is like the biggest aspect. Even for like Anthony Edwards, both of those guys, it's if they don't really take it seriously, it's going to be a disaster to watch. Just like low percentage shots and no one to really rein them in. Like I don't even know who their coach is, honestly, but we'll see like if they can even get the most out of them. But,
cry baby Finch.
oh, it's like Chris.
You got a
Yeah.
vendetta
Is he
against.
still there? I don't know. Is he still there or did they change him?
I thought it was like Saunders or whatever. Wait, was that guy? Maybe he was fired before.
That might have been before Chris Finch, no?
Yeah, Chris Finch, I think still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finchy.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see if he's just
Yeah,
like a push
Chris Finch.
or kind of helps them run like a proper offense. But I think on paper it works.
Yeah. So where are we going with this? We're going Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A for the Wolves. What do we think?
For the Wolves, I mean, I'm not going Taco Bell, bro.
No,
I think
I'm
there's
not
like
either.
some reservations. I would say I'm between like a Chick-fil-A and a I don't think it's definitely. I would say maybe low Chick-fil-A, or high
Yeah.
McDonald's, whichever one you prefer. I think it's a good idea to change it up and like kind of change your play style. Like instead of being like front court dominant, now they're like a little bit more back court dominant with and Lamelo and Io. Will it work though? I don't know, bro. Like you gotta peep.
I feel like I'm gonna give this like a Chick-fil-A, but sort of like when that whole sandwich craze was happening with the chicken sandwiches, like ultimately it's still just one, you're still just trying like a freaking chicken sandwich, but the hype around it was like sort of like up there. So I'm gonna give it that sort of era of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A as well, but I think it's like one of those where like you don't realize it's Sunday and then you go there and then you realize it's closed. So
Oh wow.
I think maybe it might not work out, but it's worth the risk. You're excited at least getting there. Maybe when you see it, then you'll realize it.
Yeah. Oh wait, what the heck? Raja, where'd you go? Damn, that brother gone. And then there were two.
You got traded.
He got traded midway.
I Bro, I had to pee so badly.
Oh, you had
Oh
to
yeah,
pee? I was like, bro, what happened? Wait, actually, no. Do we rate? Let's rate. Wait, hold on.
Hornets.
Yeah, I guess that's
I
a
think
lot
we.
of picks. It's a lot of picks for them.
Bro, Hornets, I'm going what do you call it? Taco Bell, bro. Like they
Yeah, I'm gonna go
fucking
Taco Bell.
dude, 4 first round picks and you get Nas Reed. Like Nas Reed is a pretty solid player, bro. Like he's like almost like 6 man of the year type
Yeah.
guy there. I know that like they might get a little bit worse this year, but I think whatever their organization basically said, bro, we don't think LaMelo Ball is that guy, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
due to injuries or like immaturity or like play style or whatever it is. Like they thought this year was kind of like a flash in a pan and they sold high, at the right moment. Um, we'll see like if it pays off or not, but like if you're getting like this much of a return, bro, like I think that's pretty good, man. That's like 3 first round picks. I sent 3 first round pick swaps and like an unprotected 1st round pick. Like, bro, it's a lot. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna give. I might go low Taco Bell just because like I gotta see what they do with these picks. Nas Reed is definitely like a good piece. And he was really consistent. For the Wolves, but they definitely had to give up like a good player for Lamelo. It wasn't just gonna be picks, obviously. Um, he's a big guy, plays like a guard. So that's gonna help them a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go low Taco Bell. Just when you want to go in and get like 2 items, right? Like a main and then a side, like a Fiesta
yeah,
potatoes,
word.
and then like a quesarito or something like that.
Case Rita. It's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely go Taco Bell for sure. Like getting that many assets back, especially for a player like you said, like the front office was probably sure that they wanted to move on already, but luckily, like they held their cards pretty close to their chest, so they're able to get Nas Reed, who you can like still break down for more picks if you need to, um, but it's definitely a player that you can keep in the rotation for as long as you need. So yeah, getting like 3 first rounders, two like pick swaps, and Nas Reed, like that's a Taco Bell level return for sure. Combo deal.
For
Hey,
sure. So I do want to mention Miles Bridges since that kind of um leads into this. So Miles Bridges, one of their like longest tenured players. I think he got traded to the Suns. Suns actually did something in the offseason here. Traded to the Suns with a 2029 first rounder for Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal and a 2033 first round pick. So um yeah, I think they just wanted to free up some cap space here, to get Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, which are just like just like pieces on the chessboard, not like too standout. You get some defense out of Grayson Allen for sure, and Royce O'Neal is just kind of like that guy that you can play without necessarily having a detriment. But what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I like it for the Hornets. Like, I think they're going in a direction where they can they have players that contenders would really like to get, so they can kind of be like a big seller at the trade deadline next year and get like kind of capture teams when they're most desperate. So I think they're kind of taking the page out of like the Thunder's playbook a little bit of just stockpiling picks and maybe trying to like build around their one guy, which is probably like Con Knipple or Brandon Miller, depending on like how you look at it. So I like it. Like they're kind of very clear on the direction they're heading, and it seems like they're getting a lot of assets for their main guys that they're probably gonna move on from anyway. So I'll go Taco Bell for that.
yeah, I think I'll go Taco Bell for them as well. Yeah, I mean, I just really like this move. I mean, you trade Lamelo, and then you at least like supplant it with some sort of guard depth. Although like Grayson and Royce are probably coming off the bench, but now you at least have like players that can like play well, and they also have like a ton of 3 point shooting, bro. Like Coby White can shoot, like Khan can shoot, Brandon Miller can shoot,
New
Grayson Allen can shoot, Royce
Celtics.
O'Neal can shoot. Like yeah,
Yeah,
the Celtics is a good comparison, honestly. Like I think the Celtics are a more talented version of it,
yeah.
but like they can do like a similar level of offense, bro, on their team. And I don't know, like I agree with Omkar, dude. Like the way that their team is set up, and also like they have a 2033 first round pick. I'm pretty sure that pick is unprotected from the Suns. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why they traded that away. Also they trade away a criminal, so bonus points for them. But like, dude, for real, like I mean, like I think this team is pretty ripe for like a superstar, man. Like anytime like a superstar wants to come available, like the Hornets have the salary to do it. and like they have the assets to do it, right? So you can like trade all these guys like Allen, O'Neal, maybe even Coby White or someone. You bring in like a superstar, and suddenly you're like rolling, bro. Like you have your star, like you have Nipple, you have Brandon Miller, and
Yeah.
you got like a pretty legit team, you know. Um, I think they're kind of gearing up to be like that sort of team. I don't know who they'll get, but like it seems like they have the assets to do that when they want, you know.
For
Um,
sure. I don't think
for
we
the
need to.
Suns, I don't know, bro. What do you guys think? Like
I mean, bro, I don't even know what to say about the Suns. Like at this point, like just overall as a team,
some
like
McDonald's, I would say some McDonald's, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, Devin Booker's kind of in decline in terms of like just impact. I think is just gonna be one of those teams that just like nothing's really happening for. Um, they're just trying to do a move just to make a move, right? Like they're trying something. So I guess give him credit for that. But ultimately, I don't think it's gonna impact them that much. So I'm just gonna give them like I'll give them like a McDonald's, like a McDonald's at like 2 a.m. or something, you know, something like that, like a really late McDonald's where like, there's like one person working and then you gotta wait like 15 minutes just to get your order. Um, and then like you get it and then like it's missing something or there's like I don't know, they just completely did the order wrong or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bad deal for like the Suns. I don't know. I agree with you guys. Like the Suns are just in this weird purgatory where like I think in their heads they think they're like one move away from being a competitor or contender, but they're so far off. Like I think Devin Booker, like you said, is not really that guy as much as he was before. And just adding Miles Bridges and like giving up a bunch of assets to get him too, it feels like a move that's really not gonna push them over the edge or get them like above like a play-in team.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, especially if you're giving up that many first rounders and like whatever assets they are giving up. Doesn't really make sense to me. So I'll go Arby's even for this one. This one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta because we can't keep saying roast beef. Let me see. What is Arby's menu? What do they got going on here? Oh, bro, it's all like roast beefs and double beefs
That's what I'm saying,
and
bro.
gyro. They got Greek gyros. What the heck? It's just all beef. It's just like beef and bacon. No wonder you like have a heart attack if you eat this once. The heck
It's
is
also
going
like the
on here?
lowest quality, probably like beef and bacon that you could get, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
there's definitely
holy.
a cheddar beef, 3 a.m. cheddar beef or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good on that. Let's keep going here. We got a pretty big one. Should we talk about the go back to the Grizzlies for a second, talk about something pretty big here?
Warrant.
Warrant. Ja Warrant has been traded to the Portland Trailblazers of all teams. I don't know if anyone had this on their radar. I know I definitely did not. It's going to be a very interesting fit. Especially now that he's going to be playing with um Mr. Damian Lillard, who is also back in Portland. What do we think here? So it's just Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray, right? So we should talk about overall. What do we think, guys?
Bro, it might be like a hot take, but I don't know. I think this is good for like the Blazers, low key. I would give them like a Chick-fil-A only because I think Jeremy Grant has been like a pretty terrible contract for like a very long time. Like let's see, I'm looking at his contract right now. He basically makes 30, he made 32 million this year. He's gonna make 34 million next year and then 36 million the year after that.
Yeah.
So like he's been kind of like a bad contract on their books for very long. And to like, I feel like he's probably gonna opt in because I don't think he's like $36 million level good, bro. Like he is definitely opting into that deal one way or another.
Yeah.
So to shed like that salary and like I don't know, Chris Murray is like Keegan Murray's younger brother. Like I don't think he really proved that much to like warrant staying on the roster.
That
but then you but then you add like Ja, like I don't know, I feel like they're buying low on him and like they didn't really give up that much. Like you
yeah.
still have
No
to pay
picks.
Jeremy Grant and you have to pay Chris Murray. Like rather than paying those two guys, wouldn't you rather just see if Ja can work out or something? Um
Yeah.
I feel
And
like it's fine. Like it's like a good buy low move. Like Ja either works out and like you become like a decent team, and like you can transition into him after like Dame leaves or whatever. Um, or like it doesn't work out and it's fine. Like you were still paying Jeremy Grant all that money anyways.
Yeah, I think Portland, as we saw, has a lot of potential from the postseason. They won a couple games, but what they sort of need is like obviously they didn't have lame time, but now they're getting him back and Warrant, so they're just adding two like pretty big pieces to the puzzle that they're trying to figure out here. So their starting five is looking pretty interesting, right? They've got lame time, they've got Warrant, they've got Denny Avicii, they've got Emmanuel. No, that's the Raptors. Who do they have else on the starting?
Klingon
Oh,
or
Donovan
Rob
Klingon.
Williams,
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rob
and then
Williams.
probably either Scoot or Shaden or like Matisse or
Scoot,
something.
man, I feel bad for Scoot, man. He just has no break. Like
Sterling.
he went from like playing so much in this past
Bro, he had some
season.
good games in the playoffs, though, bro. He
did.
was cooking. He was
He
going
was
bar
cook-
for bar with them. I was like, hey,
Yeah, but like now he's just gonna be on the bench forever,
that
literally
brother
forever.
Scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You guys have like a shit ton of guards though. They have like
Yeah.
5. They have Drew Holiday too, right? Like
Drew
things that
Holiday. Oh, I totally
Oh
forgot.
yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot
he's
Drew,
starting.
bro.
Oh shit. So
I don't know exactly what they're doing here, but to get Ja like without having to attach attach any picks, that's definitely a W. Like Ja's the same. He's averaged what like 25 in the playoffs a couple years ago. He just had a really rough 2 years on and off the court, which I think like people forget what he's able to do. And he's always been like a clutch player. So having Dame and if they can get back to what they were, like it's definitely worth a flyer, especially not giving up assets. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna even go Taco Bell, low Taco Bell for the Blazers, the Jail Blazers.
Yeah.
Chill Blazers. Yeah, I'll go Taco Bell too. I think it's a pretty solid Taco Bell. Like, you know what you want, you get a few items, you sort of keep it under $15, but you do get enough to like fill you up and sort of like be satisfied.
Agreed.
For the Grizzlies, McDonald's maybe, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like, this is the direction they're heading in, right? Like, they drafted Cam Boozer, they got Kareem Lopez. Like, they're clearly trying to figure something else out, move in a different
And
direction.
that's a good thing, right? You get to trade Ja and like you're finally done with like this Ja, Jaren, Bane era.
Yeah.
So it's good to kind of like at least like get a foot, like move on to the next era. I
Yeah.
agree, but I don't know. Still to not get any, like I guess they got the most for quadruple, but like to not really get much for like Ja and like also I guess they got a lot for Bane as well. So that doesn't make any sense. Like bro, like Ja was better than those guys, but I don't know. It's just the nature of the situation, man. He became like a pretty poor asset, across the league. So couldn't get anything for him, but
Yeah,
at least
that
they
was
moved on. I guess ripped the
Yeah.
bandit off.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I think the Blazers definitely be in contention. Like, do we think the Blazers are gonna like be a playoff team, like a 1 through 8 seed? Like what are we thinking here? Like just early, super early, too early predictions.
I mean, they did it last year, and they added Lame and Ja.
Durant. Yeah, it's possible for them to be a top 6 seed.
I gotta
Yeah,
see what the other
6.
teams do though, because like,
Yeah, that's true.
for example, like some team like the Lakers right now, like as is, bro. Like, yeah, the Lakers is not gonna be that high, so like I could see the Blazers like still keeping up in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see.
All right, well, John
All right,
Morant to the
bro.
Blazers. What
Let's
we
move on
got
to the
going on
grand
here?
finale.
Wait, do you want to get to the grand finale? Is there anything else you want to get to? Is there anything else?
Nah,
No,
bro.
I think that's it. We saw Tim right away. Wait, let me just check my phone real quick, because in case anything has broken in the time that we've been talking for the past like however many minutes here.
Jordan thing, right? So we're good.
Oh, there is like a Clippers thing I want to talk about, but it'll tie into the thing that we just talked about here. But yeah. Raj, what are we about to talk about?
The Kawhi Leonard trade, bro. Kawhi.
Who?
Kawhi.
Oh my god.
Back to Toronto to the 6.
How we feeling?
Board man. Yeah, so let's just go over the trade details first. So Kawhi Leonard has been traded to the Toronto Raptors, or I should say back to the Toronto Raptors. He goes from the LA Clippers for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, first round pick, 2 first round pick, 3 first round pick, 2 picks in a swap, and then second round pick, and then 2 second round picks. Okay. So about like 5 picks there. Lot to say. We're gonna spend some time on this. Um, I still remember when I was awoken from my sleep and you guys told me that Kawhi was traded to the Clippers and we got Paul George too. There's a lot of feelings, back in 2019, about what that would mean. Saw a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But I think ultimately it's just a little frustrating because it seemed like this season he sort of found a way for himself to stay healthy and produce for us. One of his best offensive seasons ever, for sure. Um, but I think ultimately, sort of like the Grizzlies, not for the same reasons, but I think we just are at a point where we have to rip the band-aid off and move on, right? Like Kawhi's aging, he's closer to 40 than he is 30. I think we have a lot of players on our team that we drafted that we need to develop, and that's just not going to happen while Kawhi is on the team. I think just because it's going to be centered around Kawhi, like the team is going to be built around him for him to however he wants to play while he's there. So we do have a lot of players that we want to build, and especially the one we drafted, Keaton Wagler, Baba Miller. I really want us to develop them as well. And so we also get some picks back. That was one of the biggest things. And these are our picks. We're not going to be talking to anyone about them. We're going to keep them and we're going to use them. Or maybe we're using them for leverage later. But, we got some picks backs, got some stock. Brandon Ingram, I kind of made a joke that before this trade dropped that I wanted Brandon Ingram. Seems like it came to fruition. I want to say more, but I'll let you guys give your thoughts first.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's like a good deal, I think, for both teams, right? Like Toronto has kind of been sitting dormant with like a lot of talent around, like what would have been like a good star player, but they haven't had the main guy to fill out kind of the rest of the roster, make everyone else look good. So I think it puts you in like contention for 2, maybe 3 years, or even if Kawhi, I don't know if he'll resign there. It would be mad funny if he just wins and leaves again, like he did the first time. But I think for the Clippers, like you get a lot of unprotected picks, and you definitely get a guy that you could build around in Brandon Ingram. So I think it's like a great deal for them. Definitely Taco Bell tier. Like honestly, at first it sucks. It's pretty like gutting to hear you lose basically like one of your best players in franchise history. But you get Brandon Ingram. I'm not too high on Grady Dick, but he does offer some shooting, and just like a lot of assets. So for me, that's a great deal. Like that definitely like a better return than what I would have expected. You got like a main guy you could build around. So I go Taco Bell. Honestly, probably high Taco Bell for the Clippers and maybe a little bit lower Taco Bell for the Raptors, just because there's the uncertainty, like if he resigns or not. But seems like a win in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty interesting trade. I actually like it a lot for the Raptors just because I think, like they have a pretty good team, but I mean, I'm just looking at Kawhi's contract. Yeah, so Omkar's, you're right. Basically, he has 1 year left on his deal. So I think for the Raptors to get that, like, I think maybe the Clippers had like a hunch that Kawhi was not going to re-sign there after the 26-27 season. So it's probably like a good trade, to like get rid of him before so you at least get some value for him. For 1 year of like one guaranteed year of Kawhi, that's like a lot of money to trade, but or a lot of assets to trade. But it does seem like Kawhi has some sort of interest in Toronto. Like there was a lot of reporting that like Toronto is one of his destinations. So in that case, I think it would be weird if he like didn't re-sign there or like, but who knows? He's like a really weird guy. So I don't know. Anything is possible. I think it's a pretty good return for the Clippers. Obviously it does suck that you're kind of like moving off your top 5 level player. And like I'm just looking at their roster. Like yeah, I mean, I think they do have a lot of draft picks, but I think like from like being like a Thunder fan, it's like really hard because like when you're in this stage where like okay, you have like some veterans on your team and then you have like some rookies, like you kind of think like all the rookies like hold a lot of weight, but in reality, everyone outside of Keaton Wagler is probably like not gonna be that good or like important. Like it's
So
worth finding that out for sure.
so I'll
But like
pause
Wagler
pause
instantly, yeah, good.
I'll pause you for a second. So the thing I wanted to bring up was that we just like in the past 30, 40 minutes, we signed Kobe Sanders to a deal. So let me just get that right here.
Oh, okay.
Kobe Sanders, one of our like rookies, and he's one of the ones that is sort of like has had a lot of potential, just has not had the room to really play or grow. But 4 year 11 mil to return, right? So again, like he averaged about 7 points, 20 minutes over like 68 games as a rookie. But I think he's the one of the rookies that we're looking to sort of like um produce for us. He's like 6'8". So I think that's definitely one that we're trying to lock in here. And I think like it's a good move because it's 4 years and we're really banking on him to make that next step. So it could be a pretty good return if he does do that in the next season. But I do agree with what you said. I think we do have a lot of young players, and definitely not all of them will, round out. But if we can get at least like 2 or 3 of them too, then I think that'll go a long way.
Yeah, I think like I mean, I still think there's a lot of veterans on this team, so I feel like it's like a case where you might have to like truly trade some of them to like see how the rookies can actually play and develop because like it's they still have players like Nick Batum is still on the team, Bogdan Bogdanovic is still on the team. Obviously like you have Garland and Ingram. I don't think those guys will get moved just because like you have to pay some people to like reach like the salary cap floor and stuff. But guys like Bogdan, Batum, Collins, uh,
Even
Isaiah
Mather.
Jackson, Derek Jones, Brooke Lopez. Like these are all, and even Benedict Mathurin, low key.
Yeah.
Like these are all
Yeah.
guys that could be traded. If the Clippers want to sell, at the deadline or something, or even right now.
Nah, but we need Benedict Mathurin. He's a guaranteed like 20-point per game scorer for us. It's just like we're trying to. We have Darius Garland, and he's like he's definitely taking up a lot of our cap space. Um, Now we'll get to see sort of a little bit more of like what he can do. He's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot more. Push the pace. I think our transition game is sort of going to be like our focal point for this upcoming season. A lot of young bodies, a lot of young players, like so we should have a lot of energy, and we sort of shed some of that like ball stoppage because Kawhi left. So yeah, there's just a lot. I am gonna rate this, of course, but it's really gonna be contingent on like what happens as a result of this trade, and how our players sort of respond. So I'm gonna go Taco Bell for this, but like sort of like mid Taco Bell. It has potential. It has potential to be very high Taco Bell. This is a possibly like one of those like that feeling when the quesarito came back, or like when they introduced like the nacho fries. It
High
has the
Taco Bell.
potential. It has the potential to be one of those moments, but we will have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still thinking like probably Taco Bell for both teams, just because I think the Clippers, with only 1 year left, like I think this is about as good of a return as you could have asked for. Um, Yeah, I think for the Raptors, it makes a lot of sense, though. I mean, I agree with what Omkar was saying before. Like, they're a pretty good like playoff team, but now you had Kawhi, you had like a real superstar who can like score the ball. I think that team has a lot of potential, especially in like the East. Like, like I feel like the past few years, like with the East, like you've kind of always got like, for example, like the Pacers and the Knicks, right? Like, if you look back in like April or May of that year, and you're like, oh, bro, this is the team, or April or March of that year, and you're like, bro, this is the team that's gonna go to the finals. Like you'll be like, bro, nah, no way, that doesn't make sense. So that's why, like, I know, like, for it seems crazy that like, oh, Toronto could make the finals, but like, bro, like the past few years, like the East has kind of been like that. So I like truly would not be surprised if like a team like Toronto has like a chance to make the finals. Obviously, it depends on a lot on like Kawhi being healthy and how they fill out the rest of that roster. But like they have a pretty good like infrastructure and like a pretty good team, and a pretty good coach as well, who's like doing a good job over there. So I'm curious to see what they do. But yeah, I think I would still go Taco Bell for probably for both teams.
All I know is the Raptors defense is gonna be crazy now.
Yeah, bro,
Like
for sure.
Kawhi, Scotty, Emmanuel quickly. That's a pretty good, solid 3 players on the floor to play good defense for you.
And Colin Murray Boyles or whatever, that rookie that they had last year is pretty good on defense as well.
Yeah, him too. This is just, I mean, I gotta, it's just so funny how this is all happening. And okay, the weirdest thing was like an hour before the trade drop, like Drake posted, is it Kawhi's season? So I'm sure he knew about it beforehand. But it's just so a little bit poetic, just him dropping Iceman and the whole National Treasure song and just all that going on, and now they get Kawhi back. So I think this just like Drake's stocks are a little bit higher, I think, because of this too. You're definitely gonna see him
He's
at
gonna
more
go to the
games.
Raptors games now.
Yeah, he's back. Great. I need him to put Kawhi in another music video.
All right, bro. There's been a lot of good trades. Pretty long pod, bro. For like it has free agency technically hasn't even started yet. I think
It
like
just
starts
started,
like tomorrow
right?
or something.
It starts tomorrow, yeah. But
I think no, now is like teams can agree to deals with their own players can agree to deals with their own team. I think tomorrow is like when you'll start hearing about deals about players just signing with other teams, if I'm
right,
not wrong.
right, yeah. So
Right, like all the extensions were all with the same team, right? I don't think we heard like, oh, this guy went to this team or this guy went to that team.
I mean, we got Tim Hardaway, which I guess was like the only different one.
Oh yeah, because I think it's the night before. Like you'll probably hear some stuff that was like agreed to beforehand.
Yeah, so I mean,
Gotcha.
we still got to hear like we still got to hear about the numbers for a lot of these like deals that are gonna happen, like Draymond, and we still got to hear about where LeBron's gonna end up. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely be back, guys. We still have to talk about free agency, but we're gonna let it marinate a little bit. And
For sure.
and there's just this is this offseason's getting pretty interesting. There's some shakeups here, especially when you have like, there's for the Kawhi thing a little bit. Like, when people move around in one conference, that's one thing. But when like a really good player moves from one conference to another, like that matters a lot. So I think we'll see how it pans out in the East. But yeah, I think overall, I'm glad we waited a little bit to record this just so we could have these breaking moments here. But yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied. We, obviously, guys, like we're not gonna mention every single trade or extension that happens. Like who's this? Like the Warriors have like a Jonathan Williams player on their team. Like I'm not talking about this guy. Not even Jonathan. Jonathan. Like I'm not doing that. But yeah, I think we covered like a lot of the main ones here. All right. Well, we will see you guys in the near future. Make sure you guys, keep up to date with us for more NBA potential World Cup episode coming soon. That has been going crazy. But we'll catch you guys next time.
Sir.
Peace.
Bye bye.